So first of all, I want to know your view that what's your view on the stock market? What is Pakistan Stock Exchange? Anyone? Someone has to answer. Yeah, please.
It's a forum which connects people and enables them to buy and sell shares or stocks of different companies. And stocks are something that you expect a return on in the form of a dividend.
Okay, your definition is 70% correct. 30% is not correct because you gain from shares not in the form of dividends only. You gain from it as capital gain as well.
Right.
That I will explain it to you obviously. Anyone else who knows anything about stock market? Because obviously it's the first year. But by the way, I would tell you that I have invested my day pennies, some pennies in the stock market when I was in first year. And by the time I was in fourth year, I was able to earn enough to pay my daily spendings, to pay my every expenses. Why? Why did I get this idea to invest in stock market in first year? So I start with a very basic concept. What is the interest rate? What is the discount rate currently in Pakistan? Anyone? 9.75. And what's the inflation rate? And these are basic, very basic. I know first year students have very good dreams for their future career, and I hope and inshallah you will have a very successful career in future. But in first year, you guys should know what's the inflation rate right now in Pakistan. Last month it was 13%. So discount rate is 9.75% and inflation is 13%. What does that mean?
That means the savers are not getting the returns.
Exactly. So do you think we are well off? We are better off than inflation? So that's the reason why people invest in stock market. Average dividend yield in stock market is 15 to 16% in good companies. And last year, Anglo Fertilizer, it's a public limited company, it gave a dividend yield of 19%. So you imagine your inflation is growing with 13%, interest is at 9%, but stock market is giving you a return of 19% dividend wise. That's your question comes in, 19% dividend. So is it the only return we get from stock market? Capital appreciation. The stock price which increases in stock market, that's also a gain. And this company gained in only 1 year 29% increase in share price. So 29% increase in share price plus 19% dividend gain. So that's the form of return we expect from stock market. And this is the very safe side of investing I'm talking about. What about the high risk companies? Exponential returns, that I will definitely share you some companies. So now the stock market, what is the role of stock market? Why do companies prefer to list their companies, owners list their companies in stock market? That's the question. Anyone? Why I have a very profitable company, why would I go to stock market and sell my shares to, and sell my ownership to anyone?
To raise the capital.
And why would I raise capital? Why would I want to?
So I can grow my business further.
Very good. So I want to expand my business. I have 3 options. Remember, this session it will be very informative for you, and I really want you guys, when you go out of this class, you will learn something. Because obviously, university life is the only life where you get to interact with so many people, with so many professionals. Outside university life, I think there is very less opportunity where you interact with people, professional people. So I want you guys, when you go out of this class, you should know how to earn money. I should know कि यार मैं 4 साल बाद अगर मैं investment के side पे जाता भी हूँ, तो मुझे जब interview में कोई सवाल पूछेगा, I should know what is my direction, where should I go. Even अगर I don't have the job, I can invest my own. I don't have to beg people to give me a job. I am on my independent life. I can go for it. So when the companies want to do expansion, what do they want? Matlab, they want money, and there are 2 to 3 avenues for which they can raise that capital. They can issue corporate bonds, for which they can issue a corporate bond with but they can have a fixed payments every 10 year, every 3 months, 6 months. That's the one concept. But I'm going some technical side, but why would company go for a corporate bond, corporate structure, corporate bond, if they have any options of loan? They can go for a loan to a bank and bank can provide them a loan. Why would they go for a stock exchange listing? Why would they go for a corporate bond? Please.
They might not have enough securities for bank to give them like more securities. Bank usually gives them due to collateral securities, but they don't have.
Basically, companies which go for loan, they have collateral. Mostly they have. Either they go for hypothecation, have a loan. But you tell me, what's the cheapest one, please?
So they're already high geared. मतलब they've already taken high loans.
Okay.
Interest rate बहुत ज़्यादा लग रहा होता है.
Okay, that would be the case. So they can go for other option as well. If I go for listing, what do I have to pay?
Ownership.
Dividends not necessary to pay right now. Sorry?
It comes with the cost of ownership.
Cost of ownership, but I'm just giving you my 10% ownership. What's the harm? That's the reason. It's cheap. They don't have to pay interest. They don't have to pay any liability. They just have to list its company in the stock market, and they just have to float their shares to shareholders, and they get the money they want. Now, what will they do with the money? They will expand their businesses, and when they expand their business, obviously it's a planned expansion. So shareholder who are buying its shares, company's IPO shares, so they are buying it for high returns. Obviously, when you are going for a planned expansion, you have forecasted 10 years down the road the earnings of your company. So shareholders see that if this company is earning right now 1 rupee, 2 rupee per share, that is not wrong, 2 rupees, and if I give them this money, they raise the capital, they expand, and when they expand, their earnings will increase. I may get the benefit of dividend, I may get the benefit of capital appreciation. So that's why shareholders invest in stock market, to have multiple gains. They want this exponential return, alpha return, what do you call that? This exponential return you can only get from stock market in Pakistan, in the whole world. Why? Because you get so many advantages to invest in stock market: dividends, capital gain, bonus shares. Bonus shares is a new terminology, I guess, for you guys because you are in first year, or it's normal for you all?
normal.
Okay. So that's the role. That's why people invest in stock market, and that's why corporates go for listing, because they don't have to pay any interest, or they don't have any liability to pay. So I just want this session to be very interactive. I don't want कि यार I just speak and you guys just listen और फिर बाहर जाओ और बस कहो कि यार मैं तो बस सीख के आ गया और मैंने कुछ पैसे नहीं कमाए. If you have that dedication to earn money, obviously why are you guys studying in IBA? It's a very good university. But 4 साल बाद जब आप graduate होंगे, you want to earn money, right? It's not, or you have some other bread and butter of your family and obviously a successful career. But what you expect when you graduate, and after 5 years down the road from your graduation, you see that you are in a successful career, you are in a very good position in a company, but your friend is coming in a Mercedes Benz and he's saying that, yeah, I have also graduated with you, but right now I have a very lavish lifestyle, and you are just in a departmental, you're just a showpiece of a department or a head of department. So what would you feel? What will you feel about that? That guy is standing with you, graduated with you, and coming in a Mercedes Benz, and that guy will say only one thing. He will say, I have invested smartly, I have used my money very smartly. That's the concept of smart money investment is. People go for just their career, that I should have a career, I should have a very good job, I will earn money, I will 6 figures salaries, I will earn it, inshallah you will get it. But what will you do with that money? 6 figures, 7 figures you get it, and you will save that money for just 9%, and the inflation is raising at 13%, and are you better off with that? 9%? 8%? So you need to have avenues to invest. You can go for rent as well. You can invest in land or building. But what do you expect cost of a land? You are earning 6-figure salary or 7-figure salary. Do you think that will you be able to manage 5 crore rupees or 50 million, 60 million rupees to invest in land and property? But no, I don't think so. It's very early to say. But you can manage 10,000 rupees monthly or 5,000 rupees to invest in stock market to have a better future for your family and your kids as well. I know it's very early to say because you all are in very dream world of first year, but you need to think, because I thought when I was in first year, I wanted to do something, I wanted to earn money. And obviously when we were in university, we had a very tough life, we had to study, and so what I did, I just saved my ED, and I don't regret saying I saved my ED, I saved my monthly income I received from family, and I just saved it like what, 6 months, 7 months, and just invested in the stock market. And I didn't have to do anything, I just had to invest, and I received dividends of what, 15-16%, and I was able to gather that money, I was able to amalgamate all my investments in one stock, and I was able to make hefty profits. But that doesn't promise me that I will make profits in future as well. I made a loss. From first investment, I made good profits. But second investment, I made a huge loss, and I was so confused, demotivated that yeah, what did I do? I just lost all my money, and what did I do? But that loss was very important for me. You know, when you felt you have that motivation to stand up again, that motivation to dedication to earn money stood me up, and I said कि नहीं मैं वापस invest करूँगा, and I was able to make more money from that. I was able to make more profit than I made last time. So that motivation, it's not like that when you make losses, you lose all hope that I have made loss now, I won't go for that side. No, you need to try. So from this presentation, I have been given some topics by your university to shed some light on purpose of stock exchange. What is it? How does stock market function? Physical shares, bid-ask spread. I think you have already studied this. Bullish market, bearish market, different indexes and company performances. I think most of you have studied the bookish things, but I will, if I get time, I will show you the live stock market over here. How can you trade in stock market? You have read it in books that bid and ask spread, what is it? Buying price and selling price. I will show you how stock market will work in my own terminal, so that you get an idea how to trade and how this works. This is a totally different world where you guys can invest and earn hefty profits with a smart investment. It's not. So Octopus IPO issued its shares last like 6 months back. 27 million shares they want to float for a minimum price of 29. The IPO was oversubscribed by 4 times. Why would I buy a share which started from 29 and ended up at 40 rupees? Why would I buy? I am a shareholder. I know it's already overpriced. Why would I go for it? Because people were so optimistic that it's now, this share after 6 months is trading at 102 rupees per share. In 6 months, you get a return of 151% return in stock market alone. Can you guys believe that?
Stock market is very risky. Rather than that, passive income streams, don't you think they're a more reliable way for youngsters like us?
What's your definition of passive income stream then?
Something that keeps generating income over time. Like for example, if you start a course in Skillshare and you post it over there, people will keep on purchasing that course on and off, and you will continue to get the money from that course up to the time or up to the extent that course is up there on Skillshare. There's a lot of other streams of income like that too.
That's a very good strategy, but don't you think that's the only one stream? You have to have a very good return for that. You can save that and you can invest in new startups, you can go for it, but there is a probability of failure as well. Passive income, it's a very good strategy for students to invest, but do you know that in stock market you have a strategy of passive investment as well? That's what we are lacking. There are blue chip companies which have very low risk, they have very low beta, they have very low risk, and you can have dividend yield of what, 16%? That's what I said. I just invested when I was in first year. I didn't have to trade because I was studying at that time. So I just invested in a dividend yield company which was generating me what? Generating about 16%. If that 115%, I don't expect that the service industry give you that return. But 16% return for a student, it's very good for me. Because there is a probability that the stock might decline. There is a probability. But that's past performance of that. When you invest, you need to see the past performance of that company, the share price history of that company. When you go for this, when you research that company, because we are educated people, urea, you must be doing agriculture. जब आप एक कुछ crop उगाते हो, you need urea for effectively, efficiently manage that crop. So urea is in demand. Now what you do when you do your analysis, how much urea Pakistan produces? 6.2 million tons. What is the demand of urea in Pakistan? 6.2, 6.3 million tons. So that means demand supply matches. If you don't produce that much, you have the capability to increase prices. So do you think that fertilizer stocks won't work in future? जब आपकी डिमांड इतनी ज़्यादा है और डिमांड आगे भी बढ़ेगी बिकॉज कल्टिवेबल लैंड बढ़ेगा, आपके जो क्रॉप्स हैं वो बढ़ेंगे, सो यूरिया की डिमांड तो बढ़ेगी. दैट्स व्हाई आई बॉट फर्टिलाइजर because I knew it कि 6.2 million is the capacity and 6.2 million, 6 million, 6.2 million is the demand. So demand supply matches. So I have this कि मेरे पास secure है. We don't have anything कि कल इसकी डिमांड कम हो जाए. You will go for top down approach. You will study in your second and third year कि आपको कैसे top down approach करनी. You will see कि दुनिया की डिमांड कितनी है. फिर आप देखोगे कि लोकल डिमांड कितनी है. फिर आपको इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस करोगे. इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस के बाद आप कंपनी एनालिसिस करोगे. उसके बाद आप जाके एक कंपनी की सर्च करोगे. तब जाके आपको पता चलेगा कि उस कंपनी में कितना रिटर्न है. This company in 1 year gave the return of dividend yield 19% and 29% capital gain. It's around 49. That's normal return of a blue chip company. It's not normal for all the companies. As majors, or you are in marketing as well? All finance. So when you go for financial modeling, inshallah you will make a very good model, financial model. So you will be targeting for 1 year. When you make a financial model, you are targeting for 1 year. But when you do technical analysis, you are targeting for 1 week, 1 month, 2 months. That's the return you can expect from technicals. And it's, the spread, bid-ask spread, you get it. That's what you get in the profit in technical analysis. That's a short term. So you have a study, you have a learning course for every trading. It's just that people have to go for it. It's just ना मैं एक दिन में आया, मैंने पैसे लगा दिए और मैं हार गया. If you are educated, you need to study. You need to have that knowledge. जब भी कोई काम करते हो, जब आप यूनिवर्सिटी ज्वाइन कर रहे थे, you must have searched it कि मुझे कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना है. So why don't you go for stocks? Why don't you search it when you want to invest? जब आप यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए रिसर्च कर सकते हो, तो आप इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपका पैसा है उसके लिए रिसर्च क्यों नहीं कर सकते? You should have a research, you should have a backed homework, you should have done your homework to invest in stock market. कि मैं कहाँ पे पैसे ज़्यादा कर सकता हूँ, ज़्यादा कमा सकता हूँ. New world for you. You guys must have seen कि books में bid and buy or sell. This is live market right now. जो आप चल रही है. 3:30 बजे market बंद होती है. You have this live market going on. What is going on? This is international steel. The buy price. This is the bid. 66.22 buyer wants. Seller will sell at 66.30. Why did market decline today?
Because the Russia-Ukraine.
Very good. And what happened with Russia-Ukraine? What was the impact?
Obviously, the impact is oil, the petroleum
Yes.
products were stopped. Yeah.
Russia-Ukraine crisis increased the oil price because obviously whenever there is war going on, or the rumors of war, oil price, gold price, commodity price will increase. Always remember. एक बात याद रखना, every event in the country creates an opportunity in the stock market. Trust me. International oil price बढ़ी. International oil price जब बढ़ेगी तो पाकिस्तानी stock market में सारी companies नहीं गिरेंगी. बताओ कौन सी company नहीं गिरेगी? Oil exploration company. Why? Because their revenue is linked with dollar, and that's what we research. Their revenue is linked with dollar. 10% PKR depreciated in 1 year. So their revenue will definitely increase by 10%. Their oil price, local oil price is linked with international oil price. So their revenue will increase because international oil price increases. So government pay them with international oil price rates. So oil exploration companies will increase, share price will increase. So that creates an opportunity for this. Your imports are $46 billion in 7 months, and your exports are $17 billion in 7 months. So you are an import-based economy. आपको करेंसी का इतना इम्पैक्ट आएगा. You import oil, you import each and everything from China, from other countries. Russia is the highest exporter of oil and producer of oil. So अगर आपके imports ही $46 billion के और इतना बड़ा gap है export imports में, so you think you will be able to survive and you will be able to compete international level जब इतना बड़ा current account deficit और trade deficit खड़ा हुआ है. So that is the scenario. कोई बेच रहा है तो obviously कोई खराब news है, because that's the perception, that's your thinking कि how am I perceiving stock market. I am bullish, I am optimistic कि मुझे लगता है steel sector आगे जाके बढ़ जाएगा. So मुझे शेयर खरीदना है 200 शेयर्स. जो सेलर है he wants to sell the shares, he wants some liquidity, तो वो बेचना चाह रहा है. So that's how it works. You all have a reason to do this action. You have a reason to buy, you have a reason to sell. इसी वक्त आपके 10 शेयर इसने बेच गए. 66.20 शेयर्स थे, 200 थे, अब आपके 10 शेयर्स रह गए. So ये लाइव मार्केट में ये आपका इस तरह हो रहा है. 7.5% एक दिन में स्टॉक प्राइस बढ़ती है और कम होती है. So this is how you place orders. This is sell orders. ये आप सारा इसमें कर सकते हैं. So if you want to see कि भाई क्या beta spread चल रहा है, तो this is all the case. It's not only one. These are limits. You can place limits in the stock market, but you can sell anytime you want. You can sell this buyer anytime if you want to. If you want this price. So this is the case. I hope this is more interesting. Acha, we also have a research portal where you can evaluate companies. It's a totally different world for analysis, where you can evaluate companies' performances, comparative analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis. This will be very helpful for you guys for your final year project. If you want to take this information from us, you just have to log into our website yhsecurities.com. Informed that you guys will be having a project on this company analysis comparative. You can take help from that research portal. Just go on ysecurities.com, register yourself and take the research portal. Purpose is to learn, not just go for one day trading. एक रात में पैसे नहीं कमाने हमें सुकून से 16% आराम से हम कमा सकते हैं.
मतलब कौन से एस्पेक्ट जैसे आजकल यूक्रेन और उसकी रशिया की वजह से इफेक्ट हो रही है. आई नो सम इक्विटी इन्वेस्टर्स जिनको उनके बारे में पता ही नहीं था, क्योंकि इतनी ज़्यादा वाइड एस्पेक्ट के अंदर रिसर्च मतलब कौन से फैक्टर्स कंसीडर करें एक शेयर बाय करने से पहले.
Okay, so that's why I just mentioned top-down approach इसमें की जाती है. You need to see internationally first. International क्या है? That I learned when I was in first year, so I just wanted to impart my knowledge right now. कि first internationally क्या हो रहा है? Commodity price कहाँ जा रही है? So COVID, what happened in COVID? People were getting unemployed. People were having difficulties in raising life. So stock market declined. And it declined like what? From 40,000 index to 30,000 index. But it recovered. Why did it recover? And in COVID, and it was like what? Lockdown, and stock market was increasing. And it's the only stock market which was increasing. Why? Because no one can see and predict the lowest level. You need to have your own working to determine the stock price you want to buy. That's the stock. By book value, I guess you have studied book value. It's a net assets, total assets minus total liabilities. That is smart investors would do. When you go for research, you go for international level. Okay, what are the internationally sentiments? What's happening internationally? Commodity price, everything. Then in the local, what's the, for example, urea. It's a fertilizer. When you go for research internationally, it's high in demand because obviously पूरी दुनिया में आपका फसल तो उगेगी. फिर locally, I told you 6.2 million tons, demand and supply same. Then company-wise, largest companies, FFC, EFERT. So they are the largest producer, so they have the highest market share. Why wouldn't I go in that company? Why would I go to higher other companies? So that's how you do. Now that's a top-down approach. Now you will do company-specific research. Company-specific research, when you do, you go for ratios, which you will do in your project. Financial ratios and other leverage ratios. if a company is on debt and if the interest rate is increasing, so what will happen? If a company is on debt and interest rate is increasing, what will happen? Profit will decline. So you will estimate that interest hike, and you will do your financial modeling, and you will estimate, and you will get to a profit for next year. कि यार अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट इतना बढ़ सकता है तो मैं इतनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी मेरी इम्पैक्ट आएगी. देन यू विल बी एबल टू डिसाइड कि किस मैं शेयर प्राइस पे खरीद सकता हूँ. देयर इज अ वेरी फेमस रेशियो, प्राइस अर्निंग मल्टीपल. You will learn with the passage of time. It's market price divided by earning per share. That's I think most of the stock market players use this ratio, price earning multiple. के क्या multiples पे market चल रही है. You compare your market with international markets with this multiple. So that's how do you do research. This is just a one part of research. It's a very vast and very it's a pool of information in it. And half an hour will not be enough to cater this. No, please.
So I looked up on how to like start investing in the stock market in Pakistan. And I discovered that you have to have like an account in the Western Bank of minimum 25,000. You also need to have a broker with you. So उसके क्या like the pathway to start investing क्या होगा वो भी please.
Okay. So stock market. सबसे पहले you mentioned the word investment banking. Investment banking is not a part of investment stock. These are totally different fields. You will learn with the passage of time. Investment banking is when you go for listing. Investment banking is not a part when you want to open a stock account. You don't have to go to investment bank. You need a stock broker because you know what role of stock exchange. They caters to both buyer and seller who want to invest in the stock market. So brokers are the intermediary. You can only invest in stock market through brokers. You cannot, or mutual funds.
So you can also do it through Roshan digital account.
Roshan digital account. It seems like you all have हर तरह से information आ रही है. Government अपनी पूरी तरह से लेकर आ रही informations. But Roshan digital account is not for local people. It's for foreigners. What they do is people who cannot come in Pakistan, they can open a bank account from abroad. And they have an option from their bank account. They don't have to come. They just have to send a CNIC, and they have an option from there that they can invest in stock market. And we and banks and CDC have collaborated to cater that foreigners to invest in stock market. And it's a very successful program initiated by government. Please. Demo trading is good. It's very good. I received requests for demo trading every day. Every day I receive like 3 to 4 requests for demo trading. You are good to go. I think it's a very good initiative to start from a demo trader. There's no loss and no harm. Please.
How do you think investing in shares, like actual stocks, differs from or compares to investing in cryptocurrency or
Okay.
NFTs per se?
So very good question. So I am Elon Musk and I gave a statement कि कल मैं Tesla के Bitcoin accept नहीं करूँगा. What happened to Bitcoin?
Crash.
Crash.
$5,000 gains.
You think that a regulated market is act like this? You have a regulated market and you have an unregulated market. With Bitcoin, I don't believe in cryptocurrencies because it's not regulated by government. It's not backed by government.
Even after the metaverse, everything.
No, not at all. Unless government is regulating it, you cannot invest in any this type of cryptocurrencies and all that. Because when government is involved, trust me, because you people, everyone will be safe. Why? Because government will make sure that the investor will have the return. For example, if stock market crashes, the cryptocurrency crashes like what, 50% in one day? एक दिन में वो $5,000 गिरा देते हैं एक दिन में. Stock market only declined 7.5% in one day and only increased 7.5% in one day. So that's the benefit of regulation. Government ने regulation लगाई है. So if a person is investing in stock market, so they know कि यार मेरे पीछे government मुझे right दे सकती है. Crypto में, if you get bankrupt, someone steal your money. कितने आपके accounts से steal हो चुके हैं इसमें?
Sir.
So just a minute. So if your crypto account gets bankrupt, आप किसको complain करने जाएंगे? USA. If you are not treated well in stock market in Pakistan, you can complain directly to Security Exchange Commission Pakistan के मेरे साथ ये हुआ. The second week, SECP Commission call that broker, call that person कि आपने ये कैसे किया. We as a brokerage industry, we are obligated to post SECP complaint center in our website कि आपको कोई भी complaint हो आप direct SECP को करना. It's a regulated market, it's a regulator. and अब तो इतनी stringent policies and इतनी restrictions हो गई है that everything is tracked by government. So people are feel more safe than before.